I hit the rock wall, and I freaked the frick out.
Take it easy.
Just don't make noise, please.
Baby. Am I making you nervous?
I'm so nervous.
We got that on tape.
You're ridiculous.
Hi, we're James and Cara, and this is Kerouacs Cruising.
We are two ordinary people exploring what it means to build a life that feels true, day by day, from one campfire to the next.
This is our adventure, and we're glad you're part of it.
Good morning, friends.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining.
We've made it to Idaho. So we wanted to give you kind of our whirlwind of the last leg of our trip from our camp spot here in Idaho. And for those of you who are listening, we're going to overlay some of the video that we took through the Black Hills and Mount Rushmore. We'll talk about it later, but we got there for their light ceremony. So we're going to overlay that over the video. So if you are interested in watching, you want to find us on YouTube at Kerouacs Cruising, and you can watch all of those cool
You
things.
should watch some of the video. Cara crashes into the wall.
Well, that's definitely going to be on social media. But yeah, so Black Hills. So last time we left you guys,
Badlands.
we were at Black Hills talking about Badlands last time we talked to you guys, and obviously we couldn't stop talking about the Black Hills, so we really loved it there. Really loved it there.
Just to give you an idea, the Black Hills is very, very big area.
Yes.
And there is a lot to see.
Mm-hmm. You can't get anywhere fast. Like, nothing's really far away when you look at mileage, but it's all through windy mountain roads. So you might only be driving 20 miles to get somewhere, but it's going to take you over an hour.
That is what we experienced.
Yeah.
So some of the great spots, and our friends that live near us by the Grand Canyon told us some things, some must-sees. And one of them was Needles Highway. And I look at it on the map, and it says one-lane bridges and, lakes, and you can see Mount Rushmore from the road.
Now, before he gets any deeper, I just want to say, so James always drives. Like, always drives.
You're going to know why by the end of the video.
The last time he told me to go, not the last time, but, it doesn't go, like, one of the last times that he told me to drive, we ended up in the car accident that ultimately ended up launching Kerouacs Cruising. So he does not like giving up the control of driving. And this day, driving through Needles Highway in Custer State Park, if you're not familiar, you're going to be soon, he chose for me to drive so that he can chill and relax, which we'd been driving since Iowa for, long, stressful days, through the plains, through wind. It was a well-deserved break. He just wanted to be able to sit in the passenger seat and enjoy the scenery. Okay, go ahead.
So that's what I did. I drove from Badlands. We set up camp, and we're trying to get to Idaho for my son's birthday. So we're not in a rush, but we're in a rush.
Yeah.
So we only had 2 days in the Black Hills. And it
wasn't even 2 full days. It was, we arrived in the morning or whatever. Yeah.
It wasn't even in the morning. We should have left Badlands earlier. It was only a 2-hour ride, but we have to stop, dump our tanks, get fresh water, do all that fun stuff.
Drive up into the Black Hills from the plains, so it was a lot slower of a ride than we thought it was going to be. Yeah.
So by the time we got to camp, I think it was 2 o'clock. And mind you, we're like, well, Needles Highway's only 15, 20 miles away. So we're like, we're going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. and it will still be light out, because I don't like to drive at night, so I wanted to be back at camp. So we get to camp, we set up, and what happened is I have a couple beers, and then I'm like, I don't think we're driving anywhere. But Cara hadn't had any beer, so we decided that she could drive, and we were going to do this needle highway through Custer State Park and see Mount Rushmore, and it's like a circle you can do to get back. We camped on Bogus Gym Road.
Don't confuse that with real Gym Road.
But it was a really bogus road. No, it was really a good campsite. It was very private.
It was at the end of a quiet little neighborhood, little mountain neighborhood. It was a nice spot.
It was a good spot. The hills getting up there, if you're pulling your camper or driving an RV, it was really slow going. All the Black Hills pulling a camper was slow going. So anyways, we set up camp and we go to explore on Needles Highway. Well, some of these tunnels that are one-lane tunnels are literally 9 feet.
Yeah, I think the most narrow one, which was the one that I hit, I thought it was 8.9 feet, so it was just short of 9 feet.
And our truck with the mirrors out is 8 feet. So we went through, and it was a long, long tunnel. Yeah. So anyways, that road, if you're going to go through the Black Hills, our truck is probably a little too big to be comfortable on that road. Like, there was one guy who zipped around. An amateur driver.
For an amateur driver. I was a professional driver for some time. I just don't get behind the wheel very often. So it's like, I don't have any consistent practice driving. I was a tour guide at the Grand Canyon for 3 years. I drove professionally for 3 years. Fairly recently. But yeah, I go months and months at a time without driving at all. And then, this day I get the keys. And I didn't realize that this road was super narrow, super windy. And then, you've got these one-lane tunnels that are literally just
super
rock.
Cool.
They were beautiful. James took some videos of them. They're overlaying over the video. So if you're watching us or you want to watch us, jump on YouTube.
So we went down, and so we think this is, we leave camp at like 3 o'clock. Now, mind you, it doesn't get dark till 9.
Yeah.
So we're like, we got plenty of time. Well, by the time we got through Needles Highway from Bogus Gym Road, down the highway to get to Needles Highway, and then down Needles Highway, we were hungry, and we were planning on eating.
We did stop and take pictures at some places.
Oh, they had pull-outs and all that
We enjoyed the views. It's a beautiful drive. If
you're
in the area, even if you're just passing through, this drive through Custer State Park was absolutely gorgeous. It was so
everything. You're going to see every wildlife you ever want to see.
Yeah, we saw bison, deer,
huge buffaloes.
Yeah. Rabbits all over. I mean, it was gorgeous. Wildflowers were blooming. There were streams. Like, it was so picturesque. The mountains and the rock formations were so unique. These beautiful spires of what looked like granite rock. We didn't get out and read any signs, unfortunately, so I don't know the rock formation history or anything, but really, really beautiful. And this region is part of the Rocky Mountains. I didn't realize that before we had arrived. But it's really just really gorgeous. We fell in love with the area. This whole area is beautiful.
I never realized how beautiful West South Dakota was.
Yeah.
Man, beautiful countryside. Really was beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. A lot like Idaho. The area in Idaho that we spend time, northern Idaho. It's also in the Rocky
Montana,
Mountains.
like Red Lodge, Montana.
Yeah. Yep. It's just towns that are squished in little valleys of mountains, and otherwise you're just driving through these beautiful mountain roads, and there's waterfalls and creeks and streams and just thick foliage everywhere. It's just a really scenic space to be.
It was cool.
So yeah, I definitely recommend that Needles Highway Drive. Thank you, Jamie. That was an awesome recommendation. It was a stunning drive.
So we're going down Needles Highway, and now we're hungry, and we were planning on going to Rapid City.
Did you tell? We didn't fully tell the story. We just said it happened. So we're going through one of these tunnels on Needles Highway, and I'm anxious. This is our truck. It's our only vehicle that we have. It tows our home. I was super nervous about it. And it's a super narrow road, and people are coming around these corners super fast. And our truck's so wide that, I'm afraid I'm in their lane, or that I can't move over fast enough, or they're in my lane. whatever. So I'm already anxious, and we go through this narrow 1-lane tunnel, and it was, like I said, 8.9 feet. And as we're going, like right at the end on the passenger side,
She tried to run me into the wall.
I hit the mirror on the rock wall, and I freaked the frick out.
Take it easy.
Just don't make noise, please.
Oh,
You alright, baby? Am I making you nervous with the
I'm so
camera?
nervous.
We got that on tape.
You're ridiculous.
That fucking video looked crazy going through that tunnel.
It was crazy going through that tunnel. That was ridiculous. I didn't even have a spot to see if anybody was coming. You want to do that for a second? Maybe let's just breathe for a minute. Holy but Jesus.
Mommy wants to get out. That'll get some views.
Like like in my brain, I crushed in the whole front fender. Like I just like almost lose my mind.
And I'm recording, and we still haven't watched the video of her hitting the wall while I'm trying to record this tunnel.
Of course, he makes fun of me immediately, and I'm like hyperventilating, feel like the world's about to crash in on me, like I just ruined
I
our
thought it
truck.
was funny as hell.
But my nervous system did not. So I drove, I think, the rest of the Needles Highway, and then when we stopped to eat,
She
you
wouldn't
drove
drive
the rest
anymore.
Of the way. Yeah.
She made me drive drunk.
Whatever, you're ridiculous. So yeah, we went and ate this beautiful. I mean, the restaurant was at a beautiful.
So we're
location.
driving, and we were gonna eat in Rapid City at Firehouse. Was it Firehouse Brewery? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think
called?
it was Firehouse Brewery.
Whatever. We kept seeing the signs
Along with the wall drug sign.
Wall drugs,
Yeah.
and you just see fire trucks next to a sign.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it's taken us forever to get down through Needles Highway. This is how long it's taken us. So then we Google food near us. And there's literally one restaurant
Within an hour.
that's near us, and it's closing at 7, and it's 6:15 or whatever. It was crazy. So I'm like, well, we're going to Dockside Grill, and we don't know.
No, I think it closed at 8, but they wouldn't take people after 7. We didn't know that at this point.
It was something
We knew we
weird.
were going to arrive right at 7, so we were like, oh, that's going to give us
Okay,
an
yeah, maybe.
hour.
We knew-
shovel food in our face, so we knew we'd be out of there well before closing.
Yeah,
time.
we knew we weren't going to make it to Rapid City, because then we're looking at
9.
the Firehouse Brewery, and everything's going to close, and we still got a long way away, and we still want to go to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So it just gets squirrely. Anyways, so we go to this restaurant, Dockside Grill.
Yep.
And it's in like a hotel resort kind of thing. So we don't know what we're getting into. But we pull up there, and there's people paddleboarding, and there's rock cliffs, and like Alpine Lake.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Crystal
It was
clear
so
water.
beautiful.
And you can sit inside or outside. So I get to, you can't seat yourself, please wait to be seated. And I say table for 2, and the one person says, oh, I don't think we're taking any more people. And then the one kid, I don't know, manager or whatever, he says, no, we seat people till 7. Literally 3 till 7.
Yeah, so if you go there, it was good food. The food was fast. It was
Food was
fresh.
good.
Beer was great. View was gorgeous. Just know that they're online. Their posted hours. Everything says till 8 o'clock, but they do not accept new tables after 7 o'clock.
Put it
So
this
just
way,
be
they were
aware of
sweeping
that.
and mopping when we were in there. Be
Lights
around
were
us.
turned off.
And I get it, you know, they're
Yeah, you want to
trying
go
to
home
get
and go
they're
play
trying
yourself.
to get out of
You
there.
get some sunshine before the end of your
They're
day.
trying to get out of here.
For sure.
So then we go off to Mount Rushmore from after we eat, and we get to Mount Rushmore. It's still kind of light, but even the road to Mount
It
Rushmore,
was super windy.
crazy windy up through the mountains.
On the
But now
cliff.
you're seeing, we're above tree line.
Yeah.
So now it's just all bald mountains,
Yeah.
and you can see awesome views. So then we get to Mount Rushmore, and we're just, gonna go check it out, and whatever. Another thing about Mount Rushmore, everywhere you see it says it's free.
Not
Free. You get there, $10 to park.
Not that that's a lot of money, but when you're expecting free, that's
It's
unexpected.
still not free.
It's unexpected.
It's
yeah.
$10.
$10 to park.
So we park, we walk up, and it is cool.
I was not. I'll be honest, because I, super nature enthusiast and sympathetic to the indigenous persons who used to enjoy that area, and it's sacred land to them that was stolen from them multiple times, given back and stolen, given back and stolen, given back and stolen. I did not want to see it. I think it's one of the most egotistical things humans have ever done. We took beautiful rocks and beautiful mountains and just straight carved faces into them like we own this earth. And to me, it was something I was not excited to go see. And then when I was there, it had a whole different other meaning, in addition to knowing those facts. It was really awe-inspiring. It was really beautiful, and there was a little bit of a sense of pride, and
They had every flag
every
lined
state
up.
flag and all the different territories.
It was
it was
cool. That part of it was cool. What I didn't like is how much concrete they had poured in that area.
Yeah,
So
it's tons of
the
shops
money
and
they
stuff.
put into
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. I couldn't even imagine how much money it took to build that.
Yeah. But it was, and one of my girlfriends helped me reframe it. She's like, it's not so much about the things that are going around politically, but more of the lives that have been sacrificed for us to have what we have. When you think about it from that military standpoint, from the people who have voluntarily sacrificed and involuntarily, the people who've been forced to sacrifice their lives, their livelihood, even those who may have survived, physically made it out of the different wars or battles or their participation in the military practices, they still gave up a huge portion of their lives, so that we could have the freedom to do exactly this and sit here on this beautiful day and have this conversation with you guys. So that part of it is very humbling, and it's hard not to have a deep appreciation for that fact. And I think that's what that really brought out for me. It's a beautiful thing to appreciate.
So we hung out there, and we were just going to leave.
Yeah.
Check it out and leave. But while we're there, people are gathering around, and they start announcing that they're going to do the lighting ceremony for Mount Rushmore. And we're like, oh, they light that up at night? I had no idea. So we ended up staying for
Yeah, I thought they only did it on special occasions. I feel like I had heard about it, but I didn't know that it was an every night thing. So we made it there before that. So we videoed that whole thing.
Yeah, we stayed till dark.
So-
And we hate driving at night, but we did.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see.
cool.
The ceremony was cool. All of it was pretty neat. Pretty neat. So we got home late that night.
Yep.
And when we were driving home, what we did notice, because we went a loop.
Yeah, we did a circle, yeah.
So on the way out, there's all kinds of stuff to do if you have a family around
Oh, yeah,
Mount
they have
Rushmore.
amusement parks.
Yeah,
and
amusement parks, water
parks.
slides, caves, and walk down
These
these little
downtown
towns that
areas,
you can just walk.
window shopping.
Yeah, ice cream stands,
Yeah, all
pizza place, all of it.
Yeah.
It looked cool driving through at night because it really sticks out at night. And it was 10:30 at night, and there was still a lot of people walking around.
Yeah.
So that part of it was it's a busy spot.
Mm-hmm.
So we made
Yeah,
it.
I think they keep Mount Rushmore lit until 11 o'clock is what I had overheard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the park doesn't close till 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, it's 24 hours, so the park never closed.
Oh, okay, it's just only lit up till
It's
11
only lit
o'clock.
up, but yeah, it's like most national parks. It's kind of open 24 hours a day.
And I guess it's not a park, it's a national monument.
Yeah, national monument.
Yeah,
but yeah, it said 24 hours a day.
So that was cool. I was really resisting. I was telling James I want to do everything else in the Black Hills but Mount Rushmore, and I'm glad I did go see it.
I wanted to see Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
That's one of the places I've always wanted to go, so I really wanted to go check it out, even if we didn't spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Just to check out that mountain range right there. It was amazing.
Yeah, and the surrounding area is gorgeous. It really is.
So one of the things that people may not realize about South Dakota and around the Black Hills, there is literally all kinds of stuff, national parks and
National
monuments.
monument, yeah.
Devil's Tower is pretty close, even though it's not in South Dakota. But they have Wind Cave National Park, which I never heard of. Had no idea. I'd seen it. I was like, what's that? So when I investigated it, you have to reserve it.
Yeah.
And it's by tour only. So I tried to reserve it for us, but it was booked out.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's one,
like 2 months in advance.
yeah,
pretty
if
much
you're
you
going to
wanna-
visit and you want to go to Wind Cave National Park, you got to book that way in advance. Not that it was expensive. I think it was only $27 a ticket per person to go down in, depending on what tour you wanted to do. They have tours from easy to seriously difficult, like you crawling on your hands and knees to get through. So it sounded like something I wanted to do. So
in the
hopefully
future. And
we circle back around and go there
that
again.
was near Hot Springs, South Dakota, which we really want to check out. There's a hot spring mineral springs resort, and then it sounds like just mineral spring tubs.
Well, it's weird because, and I didn't know it, but somebody else was telling us that's the way most of the hot springs are. So they have 2 hot springs in Hot Springs, South Dakota, and they got like water slides and stuff, and looks like swimming pools, but the water's actually mineral water.
Yeah.
So I never knew that because I was like, I don't want to go to like an amusement water slide park. I want to go sit in rocks and sit in hot water in a hot spring. But because they develop them and then they charge, they give you a full experience of bathing in the mineral water and going down water slides and diving off the diving board and stuff.
Yeah, we'll check it out deeper next time, because this is definitely a route we'll take in the future. Going through Iowa, I think is going to become a yearly rotation for us. So we'll definitely be making this trip between Iowa and Idaho again. So I want to check out more at Custer State Park. I want to check out Hot Springs, South Dakota, and the Wind Cave National Park.
And
that we did not get very far south in the Black Hills area. We wanted to. We ended up jetting north instead.
Yep. Because one of the things that I would do differently next time is we camped kind of northwest of Rapid City. So we were north of Mount Rushmore. We were north of Custer State Park and north of Windy Cave. But we were south of Sturgis and some of the other things I wanted to check out there, but we really just didn't give ourselves enough time. The next time I would stay 4 or 5 days and we would bring the camper down into Custer State Park and in between Custer State Park.
Not on the Needles Highway. We are not getting that camper through the Needles Highway.
No, but down by Windy Cave.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, Windy Cave and Custer State Park. There was a major highway that went through, and in between there, so we could check out both those areas, and then move up by Sturgis, South Dakota, which if everybody knows that's a big bike event that happens there, so I wanted to check that out. But then from there, you can get to Devil's Tower also. So there's a lot to see there. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So that was the first day we were there. The next day we were there again all day, and we did another canyon road through Spearfish Canyon up to Deadwood is the town. So that was another crazy slow road.
That was a beautiful drive.
But again, waterfalls on the side of the roads, a lot of wildlife, and really just nothing. So just a lot of cruising these windy roads. That's always fun for me.
Yeah.
And that day we started late because we stayed up late, but then we did that loop and we came down through Sturgis back in the Rapid City, and we did go to
The
Firehouse Brewery, and we got to hang out
Have some beers.
downtown
and
Rapid
pizza,
City and we sat outside in the patio.
Walk
They
to
had-
town with an ice cream cone. That's one of my favorite things to do. Walk a town with an ice cream cone.
Checked out the town,
That's vacation.
and the town was great. They have a splash pad.
Cute.
They have ice cream stand.
Yeah.
You know, old cobblestone. People walking.
Yep.
A lot of people just
Good walk
walking
in town.
around cool town.
And they had a lot of things. I mean, they had like axe throwing. Just from where we were sitting, the things that we could see. They had escape rooms, all kinds of shopping. It was
downtown city stuff.
yeah. Rapid City looked like a good town to check out. I would like to spend some more time there as well. Yeah, just really great area. South Dakota was not on my radar for places that I couldn't wait to get to, like at all.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it was
totally-
not even a little bit.
And
I am so surprised.
We drove through right smack through the middle of South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
And from the east side to the west side is totally
Totally
different
different.
landscaping.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. I'm happy I got to do it, and I want to go back.
And that Black Hills area, just to kind of, help your brain map out where it's at, it's on the west side, like James said, of South Dakota, but on the border, it's like split. The
Three corners. You got
it's
Wyoming,
like
Montana.
a tri-state area. So Wyoming is the southern half to the west, and then Montana's the northern half to the west. So, of course, he mentioned Devil's Tower is in northeastern Wyoming. So just so you can kind of geographically get your brain kind of wrapped around what we're talking about. So between Badlands National Park and Devil's Tower National Monument, I don't even think that's a national park. I think it's a monument as well. There's like 8 national monuments or national parks in
or
that
state
area.
parks or
Yeah, there's
It's a little
significant
crazy.
places to visit and go to that are all really beautiful. I do want to go to Devil's Tower in the future. Like he said, I think we'll spend a longer amount of time next time we come through that area. It's just so tough because I'm like, next year I really want to do this East Coast trip, and we were just talking earlier today about going to Acadia, dreaming about the future Acadia trip.
Acadia National Park's in Maine.
Yeah, and so it's like if we spend a decent amount in Acadia, by the time we can get down through, New York and all through that region and get back over to Iowa, spend time in Iowa. We want to go to Kansas City again and see Cheyenne, and then be able to I would just zip right through as quickly as we could to the Black Hills. I don't think I would stop at Badlands again. It was cool to see, but I don't need
Oh
to
yeah,
go
Badlands
twice.
is one of those things you see it once. It's like Death Valley.
Yeah. Well, I would go to Death Valley again. We haven't seen enough of Death Valley. That's so big.
Death Valley, what we've seen though, I wouldn't go back to the same
I wouldn't go
spot.
back to those same areas. Yeah. But it's a super beautiful. Like if I could, have a million houses, I would definitely put a house in the Black Hills in South Dakota. Like it is a really, really beautiful area. The people we came across were super nice. The roads, it seemed like they were just tearing up roads and rebuilding them fresh. So like all of the roads, if they weren't in the process of being torn up, were super nice. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
It was good.
It was a good trip.
So we left the very next morning, and now we got to get through Montana to get to Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
And we've traveled this route many times,
Well,
especially
not
after
the first bit, right? We'd never been east of Billings, Montana.
Yeah.
So this was our first time in that portion.
So we cruised through there, super windy day.
Oh my
It's
God.
like you let out the
whole
gas
trip had been this way.
and the truck's going backwards from the wind. It was
Yep.
crazy. The wind was not going with us, it was going against us. And if you never pull the trailer when it's windy going against you, the gas mileage, and you got to have your hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy,
Would
but
you say we got about 4 miles per gallon through those days?
yeah, three miles per gallon.
It was-
Three. It was bad.
There was a guy he had met at one of the
I was
gas
at the Jigging.
stations. Yeah, to go and tell that story.
And the guy driving a motorcycle, and I'm checking the oil, doing whatever, and he says, "Man, the headwind is crazy." Oh, and I was like, "Oh, pulling this trailer it's just unbelievable to me." I was like, "I'm getting about 3 miles to the gallon," and he said, "Well, I usually get like 40 to 50 miles per gallon, and I'm only getting 20 miles in the gallon." And I would have never thought about wind resistance
On a motorcycle.
on a motorcycle.
You would
I
think
just
it
would have
cut right
never.
through.
Well, I would have never thought that. But he confirmed it and said he was getting really bad gas mileage too, and it was hard to keep. And he's got a windshield on his bike, but you know, and he's just got a cruiser. You know, he's Harleying it across the country with a big windshield for bugs. And he said he wanted to take the windshield off the bike to try to get better gas mileage. So just something to think about if you ever pulling trail is headwind is a thing, and it creates really, really bad gas mileage and dangerous driving.
Oh, yeah.
So we drove through Montana. It takes us 2 days to get through Montana. The first day, Cara had a call, so we were kind of getting to a spot was easy setup. So we stayed at a Love's RV park, which was great. It was easy. She got set up. I got to walk the dogs.
Oh, they even had Wi-Fi, right? We
They
didn't
had
even have to set up
Wi-Fi. We
Starlink.
didn't have to Starlink, nothing. We just pulled in. We had water, electricity, septic. It was great. And it was great because we didn't empty our tanks when we left the Black Hills.
Yeah.
So when we got there, we were probably half full. 2 days worth, not even half
Yeah.
full. But the very next morning, we left there empty with full of water.
Yeah.
So it was great because the next stop, we stayed. So Love's is Love's. I mean, there was nothing there. I walked the dogs. Cara got on her call afterwards. Did we watch TV? Is that when we first started watching? Because we do have some stuff to talk about.
Future episodes for
Future
sure.
episodes, because we started geeking out about some more learnings that we're learning. But did we start watching TV then? What did we do that night? Nothing, right?
I don't remember. I sat out with you for a while with the dogs, and then we made
It was
dinner.
super hot.
It was super hot.
It was the other
that
reason.
was the other nice thing, yeah.
It was the other reason we wanted the Sure Power is to be able to run the AC all night because it was hot out.
Oh, and we did laundry. They had a laundromat. We needed to do laundry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we just did chores, I think. We had water and electricity, so we cleaned the camper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did that sort of stuff. And then, the next morning we left pretty early, didn't we?
I think we got on the road at 9.
Okay.
So not super early, but not late either. 9, I think, is a good time to hit the road. And that day there, we drove, which we got a great camp spot. If you're ever going through that area, it is Homestake Lake Pass.
And that's near Butte, Montana?
It's just before Butte if you're coming from Billings, or and that's right after Bozeman, in between Bozeman and Butte. And at first I was like, man, because we just kept going up and up and up. And I'm like, there's no way there's an exit that's going to bring us to camping. And I had scoped it out. I looked at it a few times, and I was like, it looks like there's some great spots. You know, mountain views. And there's a lake the dogs can go swimming, all the stuff. So we're driving and driving, and we're driving up and up and up. Still windy. And we got to it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was near a lake, you said? I had to work that day, or I had another call appointment or something. I can't remember what.
She didn't go down to the lake with me and the dogs. Yeah. But it was a good pull-off. Free. Up to 14 days you can stay there. And they had a lot of places to put your camper. Yeah. It's a big dirt biking, four-wheeler.
Tons.
Shooting, stuff like that at the top of this mountain pass, but a lot of recreation. So that's where we stayed that night, and then we could have got to my son's the very next day.
It would have been a 6-hour day, though, right?
But
Google time, not actual pulling trailer time.
But Cara has an addiction.
I have an addiction?
To pizza, and she wanted to go to Missoula, Montana, for this pizza place that she thought was the best pizza in the whole world a year ago. So, and they had a natural grocers there.
Yes,
so we needed to stock up on supplies. So
really, so you hear that he just accused me of this addiction for the pizza. It really was about his addiction for mangoes from natural grocers. We needed more mangoes.
So we do the shopping in Missoula, which pulling a camper, if you're going to pull your camper through Missoula like we did, have experience because the roads are not.
Yeah, especially when you first get off that highway.
Yeah.
Once you get into town, it doesn't seem like it's so bad. But when you first get off the highway and are going into town, it's like they got narrow bridges and all that. It was, it's a little tight. It's a little nerve-wracking. The first time we did it was on our maiden voyage, and we went to this exact pizza restaurant. And
Right downtown.
It's right downtown. The kind of roads that it's one way in all the directions, and I think the road actually ends with a roundabout, and so it's like it was very stressful for the maiden voyage for the camper.
This time around,
he could see a totally different picture this time.
So this time around, I drop off Cara, whatever, and if you go around the roundabout, if you bear to the right, they have a BNSF railroad parking lot. But as I was coming around the roundabout, somebody pulled away from the front door of the pizza place. So it left like 3 spaces or 4 spaces for me to pull up to go right in front of the pizza place. Of course, Cara comes outside and heads to BNSF Railroad.
Well, and that's funny because he wouldn't even have known that had I not told him. So I did, though. I was just going to say it. I came out because the plan was for him to go to the railroad parking, and I've got this. It's a 19-inch pizza. They only serve giant pizzas there. And so I've got this gigantic pizza that's supposed to be 2 days worth of food, and I think we finished it all in one, except for the last slice.
You had to have a
Okay.
slice.
So
I saved some of mine.
So I start walking, and I'm like, oh, that trailer looks a lot like my trailer. And, I'm like, wandering along the road, and I'm like, oh, wait, that is my trailer. And so, I have to come back. He didn't see any of that. I was just like, did you see what I just did? And yeah, he didn't. But so that was, Missoula overall was great. We were in and out. We just probably were in town for 2 hours total.
Yeah, if that, not even probably.
Yeah.
And then, I guess we did stop at the gas station again on the way out of town. But whatever, we left there, and from Missoula,
we went up to
my son's house is like 3 hours from Missoula or something. Maybe it's 2 hours, but whatever it is. So we left there, and we take the 200, which comes into Clark Fork, which is an area that we know well because it's our favorite, Lightning Creek, our favorite spots out that way. And we looked at property in somewhere on the 200.
Knox in Montana.
Knox in Montana. So I have a place picked out. We're going to go, and we're just going to get out of Missoula, eat some pizza. Cara's got to get on a call at 4 or whatever. I don't even know what time, but something. And I have
It seemed like I had a call every day this week. I had some kind of appointment or something every day.
So we had to get somewhere by 4. And I picked out this spot, and it said you could stay there 24 hours. So we get there. It's pretty awesome, really nice, flat, grassy spot. Big place
right
for the
off the
dogs.
highway, but kind of up on a hill surrounded by trees, so you really couldn't hear the highway. And this is a back roads highway anyways, it's not an interstate, but it was really nice, super secluded. But this is,
Munson Park parking or something.
One of these situations that I feel like really proves that you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario, because he did research online and it looked like you could overnight stay here. But when we arrived, there was signage.
Well, that said day use only, and I was like, well, it's day use 24 hours. So I'm sitting there, and we both had a call. So I have the computer outside with earbuds.
Oh, that's right.
She has the computer inside with earbuds. And a guy comes in, and he pulls in, and then he ends up coming over to me and asks me what I'm doing and said, you only can be here for the day, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're only going to be here for the day. But then when I looked it up, it said day in Montana was sunrise to sunset.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like super strict, like you'll get a fine.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to the highway. If I was a patrol officer, I would pull in there and hang out. It has a bathroom and stuff. So we didn't stay there. It was day use only. We ended up going to Thompson Falls.
20 minutes up the road.
Thompson
So
Falls
this
State
was a
Park.
situation where we thought we found a good dispersed camping spot. and doing research online, and when we arrived found out that it was going to be no good. So you always want to be prepared that you may think if you're dispersed camping in particular, but even, I mean, a lot of campgrounds, especially if you book them the day of or within 2 days, you can't reserve them online. It's first come, first serve. And we could have run into that situation at Thompson Falls because we couldn't reserve a site. We had to go drive through and see if there was a site available. So you really want to make sure that you're not like getting to a spot when you're at the end of your tolerance for the day, because we could have ended up in a situation where we couldn't stay at our first pick, we couldn't stay at our second pick, and then at that point we probably would have been driving all the way.
Oh, we would have
just kept on going at that point, because at least the Clark Fork and stayed at the drift yard. So it's you don't want to totally expire your day driving, because you never know, unless you have a set designated campground reserved already, you don't know if you're going to get the spot that you're hoping to get.
Sometimes you pull in and there's a camper parked where you want to park.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out.
Yeah. So that's
got to have plan A, plan B, plan C.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it was funny because everybody left.
We always resort to a truck stop if nothing else.
Yeah, worst case scenario, but I don't think there is on that road anyhow. But if Thompson Falls, when we drove through that campground, I think there was only 3 available sites, and one of them definitely wouldn't have fit our camper.
And we took the
group site.
The group site.
Yeah.
So, and there was nothing there, no utilities or nothing, just to pull in with the fire pit.
But it was really nice.
It was on
the Clark Fork River.
It was on the river. We got to bring the dogs down to the river. They went swimming.
Because we were on...
Oh, you took some pictures of that.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I do have pictures of that. So yeah, I'll definitely overlay them here. But because we had the group site, we had a good little chunk of the campground all to ourselves. So we were able to have, because they were so good in Iowa that we were like, oh, we can just leave them just on the beeper, without even a leash. And we saw some deer walk through our campsite when we were walking back up to our campsite.
Oh, you videoed the deer
and
too?
I videoed, a doe behind our campsite. So yeah, that was a cool spot. That was a
lot of activity at that spot. And the dogs did behave.
Yeah, they were so good. Yeah, the doe that I was videoing, Norman was interested, but he wasn't like growling or barking or anything. When the buck walked by, though, he was like, I want a chunk of that. Like he was cool with the doe, but he was not okay with the buck. But that was a cool spot. It was nice and quiet. It was super beautiful.
We slept in that day because we only had 2 hours to get to my son's in the area. My son's not like we went to my son's, but to the area that my son lives in. It was only 2 hours, so we stayed until checkout.
Yeah, we did. Last minute, I think we were rolling out like 5 minutes till
5 minutes till 11.
Yeah, but that was a really nice. That was a good find.
And it was $28. No, $18.
Yeah, I think it was $18.
$18. Right. So cheap, and it was a great site.
Yeah, again, no utilities.
Right on the river.
But it was a nice. It was because we got there decently. I mean, I think our calls were over. What sucked about the whole thing.
We didn't get there till 6:30.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's light out now.
I was gonna say what sucked about the whole thing is we had completely set up camp at our first spot. We didn't
Starlink, extension cords,
all of the stabilizers down.
Panels.
Yeah. So we had to clean everything up, and we've gotten a pretty good routine. Like, we have the stuff that we only take out for an overnight, and then we have the stuff that we take out when we're going to be for a few days, and then we have the stuff that we take out when we're going to be 2 weeks somewhere. So we kind of have everything layered and nicely, easy to put back. I think we can, if we're doing an overnight, we can set up camp and then tear down the next day within 30 minutes. So it wasn't terrible, but we had completely set up camp, then had to tear down camp, and then move camp, and then had to reset up camp. But we had, I think we had already eaten, right? So we didn't have to cook dinner or anything. So we just enjoyed.
Do you remember that 19-inch pizza we were talking about? It disappeared.
So we, it was great. It was. I like Thompson Falls. I would stop there again in our future travels.
Even that rest area, I would stop there again. If the dogs needed to get out of something, it's easy pull out. It has a little loop-de-loop for pulling a trail. It was nice, easy in and out.
What rest area was that?
The Munson Creek, where we were going to stay overnight.
Oh, the trailhead.
Yeah, the trailhead.
Yeah.
The rest area. It's a rest area, really.
So it was great. We had, I mean, really, other
And
than
now we're in Idaho.
a guy calling us out, we had no drama. And the Black Hills was amazing. Definitely put it on your list of places to go. I mean, people don't, I've heard people complain about how secluded South Dakota is and how there's really no reason to have to venture out that far, you know, because there's no close airports. And so that you fly in and then you have to rent a car and drive to wherever you're going. Screw those people. They're idiots. They've obviously never been to the Black Hills or paid
South
much
Dakota
notice.
was
It
amazing, beautiful.
Beautiful. Flipping beautiful.
Well, from my camp spot on Bogus Gym, I did 3 miles, and the one day I ran into 2 kids on dirt bikes. The other day, didn't run into anybody.
Yeah.
It was beautiful countryside, rolling hills, big tall trees.
Super beautiful.
And our camp spot was great. We got good solar, good Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good... I wanted to stay there longer.
Every human we encountered, other than the one lady who wanted to tell us that we couldn't have dinner an hour and 3 minutes before they closed, everybody we came across in South Dakota was super nice. I definitely look forward to visiting there again. And, you know, I'm sure maybe it's one of those things, you know, any locals, especially in an area like that, they just don't have... They can't build big highways. The mountains are too narrow. They are all narrow highways. So I'm sure peak tourism season, things get obnoxious and the locals probably get frustrated and they want to keep their quiet mountain towns. So I'm sure, you know, some people would have a different feeling about me saying go to South Dakota, but go to South Dakota.
I will
super
say
beautiful.
to all our Grand Canyon friends, you can go to South Dakota on a transfer from Santara.
Oh, yeah.
Because Santara is who runs the concessions, Mount Rushmore.
Oh, Mount Rushmore, yeah.
With the ice cream stand,
Yeah.
we got ice cream with
Yeah.
Santara
You're
kids.
Right. You're right.
And we work for Santara, so we got some Grand Canyon friends. Go to South Dakota.
Yeah, it was
Mount
beautiful.
Rushmore was pretty beautiful.
Go there for a season. There's no reason why not. It was really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Until next time.
Yeah, I think that's it. Next week we're gonna update you guys.
We're
everything
doing
we got
Idaho stuff, and
going on in Idaho, and our
we've been learning some new stuff,
our new stuff.
old stuff, new stuff.
Well, it's the same stuff from a different perspective.
So we want to
it'll be-
share that with
yeah,
you.
It'll be fun.
We bought paddle boards, so we went out paddle boarding,
Yeah.
or we're excited to go out paddle boarding a lot this year, and enjoy Idaho for a little while.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for watching.
Bye.
Bye.